As you can see, the crushed cane moves rapidly through the diffusers before entering the evaporator vats over there.
Early morning at the processing plant, these massive haulers bring in the freshly cut cane, which is immediately processed.
All right, keep it slow on the wet concrete. Bring it right up to the line there.
These massive articulated trucks haul the freshly harvested sugarcane directly from the fields to the processing plant.
All right, hold it right there, waiting on the signal to dump.
Safety and security are paramount here at the plant. All personnel must pass through the electronic turnstiles before accessing the factory floor.
Once harvested, the sugarcane is brought directly to the factory, where massive conveyor belts begin the refining process.
All right, hold it right there, waiting on the sample confirmation.
Here we see the raw sugarcane entering the first stage of refinement, meticulously monitored by our skilled technicians.
Watch the clearance on the main conveyor.
The new automated system handles the volume much better than the old setup.
The sugarcane is fed into these massive crushers, extracting the raw juice, which is then purified.
Welcome part of the upper pitch. Massive, that is a W. Pitch, muscle, so yes.
Keep coming back slowly. All right, hold it, stop right there.
The hydraulic system lifts the hopper, sending the freshly harvested sugarcane into the primary crusher below.
This is where the sugarcane slowly slides out of the truck bed onto the conveyors, beginning the refining process.
The freshly harvested sugarcane begins its journey, tumbling onto the main conveyor belt before heading to the crushers.
This conveyor moves about 100 tons an hour. Next, it goes into the shredder over there.
Moisture levels are stable at 45%.
All right, maintain the flow rate into shredder 4.
The massive bundles of fresh sugarcane are lifted from the haulage trucks by the overhead crane, beginning their journey into the refinery.
Check the pressure on line 3, it's running a little high. Yeah, I see that. Adjusting the flow rate now.
The massive conveyor system efficiently transports the raw sugarcane around the clock, showcasing the scale of this modern facility.
Sugarcane is crushed in these massive mills, extracting the sweet juice, which is then refined in the evaporators. It's a precise process.
The sugarcane is rapidly transported by these massive conveyor systems, the first step in the refining process.
The freshly harvested sugarcane is piled high onto the main conveyor belt, moving towards the shredders.
Send the next truck in. We have clearance on conveyor 2. Keep the flow steady.
The massive scale of the operation begins here at the unloading bay, where the raw cane is fed directly onto the conveyor systems for shredding.
All right, bring the next one in slowly. Confirmed, the conveyor is clear.
The sugarcane arrives here at the washing drum, where high-pressure jets remove impurities before milling.
The sugarcane is first thoroughly washed in these massive rotating drums to remove impurities before crushing.
Washed with high-pressure water, The cane is now ready for the extraction process.
In the washing section, the sugarcane is thoroughly cleaned by high-pressure water jets. This crucial step The heart of the operation lies in the main conveyor, processing tons of raw sugarcane every hour before moving to extraction.
We need to verify these readings against the previous hour's log.
Already on it. Looks like the pressure in the evaporator is stable now.
Here in the diffuser, the sugarcane is prepared for the crystallization process. The steam you see is a natural byproduct of the heating and evaporation.
As you can see, the workers monitor the automated systems closely, ensuring a smooth flow of the fresh cane from the fields to the crushers.
The journey begins as the cane is fed into the shredders, breaking the hard stalks down and preparing them for the milling process. This is where the milling tandem begins. The cane is shredded and then crushed by these massive rollers you see here.
This is where the process begins. These massive steel rollers apply tons of pressure, extracting the raw juice. Here in the milling tandem, the freshly harvested cane is crushed by massive steel rollers, extracting the raw, sugary juice.
Check the pressure on gauge 4. Looks stable, well within parameters. The flow rate is excellent.
Keep an eye on the pressure in line 3, it's spiking again.
Noted. I'll adjust the flow rate now.
The sugarcane journey begins here, as the crushed fiber, known as bagasse, is transported for further processing. From this overhead perspective, you can see the vast scale of the operation as the raw sugarcane juice is collected and moved toward the purification tanks.
The sugarcane is fed into these massive diffusers, where the heavy-duty rollers begin the crushing process.
The sugarcane is fed into these colossal crushers, which extract the raw juice before the fiber is sent on for further processing.
Here we see the raw sugarcane entering the diffusers, where the juice is extracted before crystallization.
The sugarcane is processed in these massive vats. Our operators meticulously monitor the flow rate.
The freshly pressed sugarcane juice flows steadily into these massive holding tanks before moving on to the clarification process. These massive crushers are the heart of the operation, processing thousands of tons of sugarcane every day.
The cane is crushed here, and the juice is then piped up to the evaporators you see towering above us.
The sugarcane is fed into these massive crushers, the first step in extracting the rich sucrose before it moves on to the diffusers.
The juice is heated and clarified in these large tanks before moving on to the evaporation stage.
Welcome to the heart of the operation. Here, the raw sugarcane juice is heated in these
The temperature on diffuser 5 is running a little high.
Noted. Check the flow rate on the evaporator.
We have an anomaly on the clarification tank pressure. Adjust the flow rate by 5% and monitor closely.
As you can see on the HMI, the diffusion process is operating at peak efficiency.
Here in the purification stage, the raw sugar undergoes rigorous cleaning inside these towering tanks, overseen by our skilled technicians.
The raw sugarcane arrives here, where it is washed and prepared for the milling process. The massive rollers then
These massive stainless steel tanks are central to the crystallization process, handling thousands of tons of sugarcane daily.
This state-of-the-art facility processes thousands of tons of sugarcane daily, utilizing these colossal crushing machines. The sugarcane is fed into the mills, where powerful crushers extract the juice. It's then piped to the next stage.
The levels are stabilizing right on schedule.
Good. Keep monitoring the rotation speed on this one.
The sugarcane is crushed, and the juice is clarified before moving to the evaporators, where it is concentrated into this.
Here in the crystallization tanks, the concentrated syrup begins to form the raw sugar crystals you see emerging.
The granulation looks consistent.
Agreed. The moisture content seems stable as well.
This is the crystallization hall, where the raw syrup is boiled in these massive vacuum pans to form sugar crystals.
This modern facility processes thousands of tons daily. The sugarcane is crushed, then refined in these massive...
Check the flow rate on VAT3, it's slightly elevated.
We need to adjust the steam pressure immediately.
Here in the centrifuge, the massicrete is spun at high speed, separating the molasses from the pure sucrose crystals.
Keep an eye on the flow rate here. The last batch was slightly high.
Copy that, I'll adjust the feed.
The sugarcane enters these towering evaporators, where the water is boiled off, turning the amber liquid.
The vibration seems stable at 90 hertz.
Good. Keep monitoring the moisture levels at the outfeed.
And this is where the crystallization is finalized. The pure sugar particles are now ready for collection and packaging.
Here, the raw sugarcane begins its journey. It is shredded and crushed before moving to the refining stage.
Here we see the dried sugar moving down the line, where the team performs crucial quality control checks before it moves to crystallization.
This is the drying section, where the crystallized sugar is separated from the molasses using these large rotary dryers.
The optical sorters utilize precise jets of air to separate the perfect crystals from the raw grains, ensuring maximum purity.
After refining, the pure sugar is transported via these high-speed conveyors to the silos for storage.
Deep within the heart of the factory, the raw cane is crushed, the juice refined, and finally, the finished product races along the packaging line.
Check the alignment on the next pallet. Something looks off.
It's within tolerance, but I'll adjust the gripper pressure.
Here we see the raw sugar being precisely measured and sealed, a fully automated process overseen by our technicians.
Keep an eye on the temperature gauge right there. Got it. Looks stable for now.
The sealed bags travel along the main conveyor system, ready for distribution across the region.
The articulated arm ensures a perfect stack every time. Yes, the calibration looks spot on for this batch.
Ensure the seals are properly aligned before the next phase.
The data on the screen confirms everything is running smoothly.
As you can see, this line processes about 10,000 bags an hour. We monitor the robotics closely.
Once processed, the sugar is bagged and transported by our logistics team to the main storage area, ensuring efficiency across the floor. Workers monitor the gauges as the freshly harvested cane is moved along the conveyor system towards the crushing rollers.
Safety and efficiency are paramount in this state-of-the-art production facility.
The pressure is holding steady at 20 psi.
Good. Let's maintain that through the next cycle.